So, up next is Vinny turning into a robot briefly, and then a little bit of Metroid. Like I said, I'm not going to be able to stream too much of it. And for anyone who's here that didn't get the memo earlier, a memo was sent out, delivered personally to your address. Speaking of, if you do send anything to my P.O. box, only address it to me, please. I kind of ran into a little trouble, unfortunately. Anyway, that's a whole different story. I'll tell you guys on an individual level if you send me anything. But if you weren't here earlier, the memo was sent out. It was notarized. It was marked for approval, and it had a return address on it. And the envelope was stamped with unicorns and dildos. And unicorns with dildo horns. Which sounds like a really fucking good children's book. Unicorns with dildo horns. There once was a land named Nantucket. In it was a man whose cock was so long he could stop streaming forever. But if you missed the memo, I didn't tell you what was in the memo, and it's a very important memo. The memo is that tomorrow I'll be doing Metopia. So for those who have been wondering, Garsh. And that's how they sound, of course, when they talk to themselves and they question where I've been. That's a very, you know, that is a very informed voice, and that's something I've heard a lot, you know. Through experience, I can tell you for a fact that they say, well, Garsh. I wish that Binyot would play some Metopia. And I haven't in a little bit, so I will. We gotta redo the screens. Gosh, they say. Why hasn't that Vinesauce fellow done any Metopia? People pay for this. There are people that subscribe to my stream. So, I also have another announcement. Twitch sent me... Well, maybe I'll get to this before we jump into Metroid. Twitch sent me a thing. And, got an email from Twitch. Let's see. It's not that bad, but it's a thing. And I think it's worth talking about briefly. If I could find my fucking folder. Here it is. Okay. Too long didn't read. All new partners coming on board now have bits automatically enabled on their channels. And we're working to bring all legacy channels up to speed as well in an effort to ensure a consistent viewer experience across Twitch. We will be enabling bits on your channel starting 9/21. So I've resisted. It's not that big of a deal. I don't really know how to... I don't think I can stop this. Someone in chat just said, ha ha ha, enjoy your money, fucker. I mean, I guess I don't really have a choice. I can ask you to... I mean... No, I have it disabled now. Once you enable bits, you can't turn them off. Vinny, don't announce bits. Trust me, I won't. Nothing's gonna change on the channel. Not from my perspective. I think bits are fine. If, they're kept, you know, in the chat, they're kept to a minimum. Really, all I'm gonna say is... I would ask you not to send me your bits. Okay. I would ask you not to send me your Twitch bits. I have to clarify that. And, just, you know, just don't send them to me. That's it. So, yeah. I guess problem solved. Vinny, I'm sure you can disable animations and sound and all that. It's not my kind of thing, and I don't really even feel comfortable with donations to begin with. But if it's gotta happen, I'm gonna let it happen, but it's not really gonna change my stream. Stream is going to remain the same. And, apparently, Better Twitch TV does allow you to disable bits in chat. So... there's a silver lining, but I just wanted to let you guys know that yes, Twitch is enabling bits for every channel. It's just them their Twitch. What can I say? You can set the minimum bit donations to a ludicrous amount to deter people from donating bits. I'm a little worried that my channel is so big that someone would end up donating the ludicrous amount just to show off, and I'd be way less happy about that. Anyway, welcome back to Metroid. Why does the volume feel a little... you know what? No, it's fine. Nothing's changed since last time. You guys ready to Troid? Let's Troid a little bit. I really can't overstate how much I'm enjoying this game. I went from the beginning of the year complaining that there was no new Metroids, and that us Metroid fans were just gonna continue to get shat on. And somehow now I'm holding a new Metroid game in my hands, and it's not a Federation Force, and it's not another M. It's really quite nice. Actually, I don't even know where the fuck I'm going. There's some interesting stuff over there that I haven't been to in a while. Let's go there first. Just for the sake of exploration, which is what this is all about. Do you plan on completing the game 100%? That's a good question. I'm not sure. I'm enjoying it enough that I might do that, but I might not 100% it on stream. Like, if I'm missing a bunch of little shit, I might say fuck it. And I might just, do it off stream. So I might get most of the content. Most of the stuff on stream. And then stuff that might be a little extra out of the way I might do on off stream. It depends on how much I'm missing, really. It's certainly not it's certainly not out of the realm of possibility to 100% this game on stream. I've been fairly thorough, and I'm enjoying it. And a new Metroid game comes but once a lifetime, so who knows? Oh, this is locked. Oh, this is Gravity Suit. Never mind. That was a waste of time. Those are cubes. Gravity Suit. Did you like the ridiculously complex Shine Sparks in Fusion? I kinda did, actually. I thought they were fun. Annoying as fuck, but kinda fun. See my expert countering. Expert, texpert, choking smokers. Don't you think the Joker laughs at you? Semolina Pilchard climbing up the Eiffel Tower. Can we talk about I Am the Walrus? I'm dying to talk about I Am the Walrus. I got boxes full of I Am the Walrus. What the fuck? So here's a little Beatles story for anyone that cares. The Beatles got huge. They got bigger than Jesus, as Lennon once said. Because they really did. They really did. I saw a really good analysis about it in relation to the Beatles were like kind of a catharsis for the US losing John F. Kennedy to just something horrific. There was the assassination of JFK, and it was just a, you know, terrible thing for the US. And so a lot of people kind of just jumped on the Beatles as it was only a couple months later that the Beatles hit it huge, and it was just a way to just kind of let loose a little bit. I thought it was a really interesting hypothesis. I liked it. I don't know how true it is. I guess no one could really know. It makes sense, but it's not something you can necessarily quantify. However, the Beatles did get huge, and they got probably more famous than almost anyone ever. And which is what sparked the bigger than Jesus thing, which wasn't meant to be a cocky statement. It was, I think it was just meant to be, like, candid about what people were, you know, deifying. Anyway, point is, as a result of this, people were looking way too deeply into the Beatles' lyrics. And there were like courses that people were doing in school on Beatle lyrics, and it was getting a little bit out of hand, especially because the Beatles themselves said they would sometimes write the lyrics on a napkin a couple minutes before recording the songs. Some of the songs they would actually work on, and they would put effort into, and some of them they just, whatever. And they saw all these outrageous explanations for their songs. And people were getting a little bit kind of fanatical and stalkerish and weird about their lyrics. People were showing up at their houses and stuff, like, I heard what you said in the song! So for the first half of the Beatle career, it was a little intense in that, I mean, it was probably intense all the way through, but the song I Am the Walrus, which was a later Beatles song, like after, you know, after the 60s happened, after drugs happened, I Am the Walrus is just like a series of non sequiturs. It's total gibberish. And Lennon did that on purpose to fuck with people. He was trolling. Lennon said he was trolling people that overanalyzed his lyrics. So he wrote these nonsensical, horrendous lyrics so that people would just run around in circles forever trying to figure out the meaning. And I am he as you are me and we are all together. See how they run like pigs from a gun, see how they fly. I'm crying. Sitting on a cornflake. Waiting for the van to come. Corporation t-shirt, stupid bloody Tuesday. Man, you've been a naughty boy, you let your face grow long. I am the Eggman. They are the Eggmen. I am the Walrus. Goo goo gajoob. Mr. City, policeman sitting, pretty little policemen in a row. See how they fly like Lucy in the sky, see how they run. I'm crying. Yellow matter custard. Dripping from a dead dog's eye. Crabalaka fishwife, pornographic priestess. Boy, you've been a naughty girl, you let your knickers down. I am the Eggman, they are the Eggmen, I am the Walrus. Expert, texpert, choking smokers, don't you think the Joker laughs at you? See how they smile like pigs in a sty, see how they snide. Semolina Pilchard climbing up the Eiffel Tower, elementary penguin singing Hare Krishna, man, you should have seen them kicking Edgar Allan Poe. I am the Eggman. They are the Eggmen. I am the walrus. Goo goo gajoob 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 goo goo gajoob gajoob. And I even left out some. So you know what it means now, right? I mean, you got the meaning. And if you don't know, just look into it a little bit more deeply. I'm sure you'll find something. I'm sure in the history of mankind there has been someone who has done enough drugs to interpret those lyrics with some incredible, life-altering perspective. When I think, actually the one lyric in there that I really like, that I think makes a lot of sense, is I am he as you are we and we are all together. Which is like the nature of the universe, like, we're all connected, man, like we're all God, you know what I mean, man? Oh, and, pornographic priestess. That's obvious. Wasn't I Am the Walrus one of the songs that pushed the Paul is Dead rumor? Well, kinda. The Walrus was Paul, was later. Like, in the song Glass Onion, there was a lyric about the Walrus was Paul. So, kinda. It was part of the overarching Walrus conspiracy. By the way, I found out that the high jump boots make your, bomb jumps go higher in this game. Which I think is a first for the Metroid series. But Walrus is alive in Tamagotchi life. I think you just figured it out. I think you got it. Two-Face confirmed for Yoko Ono. Yeah, there's some interesting lore with the Beatles that was never actually true, but, you know, people had their fun. Before there was internet, before there was, Star Wars for people to have theories and lore about. Before there were video games. There was Lord of the Rings, there was early Star Trek, and there was Beatles lore, which included Paul is Dead, and a whole bunch of other shit that I can't even think of at the moment. Plenty of conspiracy theories. Happened with Zeppelin too. Led Zeppelin got a lot of conspiracy theories, like them being occultists and making a pact with Satan. Like if, there's a whole bunch of conspiracy theories involving Led Zeppelin making a deal with the devil in order to become the most famous band in the world. And that includes, a number of clues in their songs. There's supposedly clues that they left along the way, that they were in a pact with Satan and they had made a mistake. And of course, Pink Floyd had a whole host of things, but there was some legitimate reasons for that. Syd Barrett had gone insane, so it's only one Metroid required. The Doors, Jim Morrison had a bunch of lore. People thought Jim Morrison was a fucking shaman that had a connection to the spirit world, and some just thought he was a degenerate. I think it's somewhere in the middle. What is the Paul is dead conspiracy? I mean, you could look it up. There's probably hundreds of YouTube videos and websites about it. But, in a nutshell, the Paul is dead conspiracy is that Paul McCartney died in a car crash. And instead of the Beatles quitting and going on without him, they hired a look-alike. And they got him surgery to make him look even more like Paul, and they just carried on with a look-alike. What was his name? Billy Shears? William Campbell Shears, that was the rumor. And the idea is that the Beatles left a lot of clues about this in their songs and their album covers. Look it up. It got to the point where people, like radio stations, were interviewing Paul and be like, so, are you really him? Are you dead? I've always said if I could, like, make one conspiracy theory be true, it would be the Paul is dead theory, because it's just so fucking outlandish. I just kind of want to know how people would react to it being real. Vinny, you sound like a fucking idiot right now, claiming 20th century lore is somehow more significant than the rest of human existence. What in Christ's name are you getting from my conversation? Like, what fucking kind of projection did you just get from my light, casual conversation while playing a video game? So anyway, Paul is dead is obviously much more important than the rest of the 20th century. He's just mad. That's okay. Sometimes you get a little mad. I understand. I should clarify. Let's say, okay, instead of Game of Thrones lore, people were making Beatles lore. You don't really hear a lot about that these days with bands. I guess that's the point. To clarify, you know, I wasn't totally clear, but let's just say you don't get a lot of, band lore and bands making deals with devils, or musicians making deals with devils very much anymore now, do we? I haven't heard about Taylor Swift having, a satanic orgy in some kind of mansion. You know what I mean? Like, that's not part of the popular lore of the day. Kurt Cobain being murdered? Oh god, I don't want to talk about that. That whole thing is a mess. There's documentaries, there's websites, there's so much shit with the Cobain thing. Definitely not talking about that. There was, if you want to get real for a second, I don't know if you guys can handle this, you probably can, you're adults, right? obviously I was really upset when Chester Bennington and Chris Cornell died. More Chris Cornell because I liked his music a lot. And you know, Chester, it's just sad as fuck that happened. And I liked Linkin Park when I was younger, but it's just sad whenever it happens. But Chris Cornell was a dude I really, you know, I liked his work a lot. And it's just so fucked that they both happened like that, right? I've talked about that on stream. On Joe Rogan's podcast, Eddie Bravo, who's this dude. I don't really know who the dude is. Him and Joe talk about fights from time to time. And he got really high one time and started making more insane, outlandish claims. He believes everything. Every conspiracy theory this dude will believe. And there's a video of him on the podcast talking about what happened with Chester and Chris Cornell. And like 2 days after Chester Bennington's death, Eddie Bravo is on the podcast talking about how it's a conspiracy and he was murdered and all that. And Joe Rogan was like, dude, don't do this. She's like, just stop. This is I don't feel right talking about this. This is disrespectful. Just stop. Just stop. He's like, but dude, you gotta understand that there was things that was happening. 2 days later. So Joe just said, listen, stop. Stop, stop, stop. So he stopped. They changed topics. I mean, listen, I'm sure you believe whatever you want. People believe the Earth is flat. You know, if you think the Earth was a flat disk and that NASA is holding a giant conspiracy, there's probably at least a couple people in this chat right now that believe there's a flat Earth and that I'm some kind of like, agent to discredit the flat Earth theory by making it seem silly. I would not be surprised in the slightest. Believe whatever you want. But there's like a level of respect I think you should have for the deceased. Especially a couple days later and on like a podcast that gets millions of listens. That was just a little fucked up. Maybe sometimes I think a good thing, a good rule of thumb about beliefs are, you know, treat it like your asshole. You have it, great. You don't have to show everyone your asshole. Hollow cube Earth for life. Vinny, I'm a fan of the thick Earth theory. What's that theory, pray tell? How does one get accredited in the thick Earth theory in a university? Oh shit. Spazer beam. Just remember that rock and roll lore is more important than any of the other things that happened in the 20th century. Just, that's also one of those things. I'm an agent of chaos. I'm trying to convince the Babs about that. Oh, this is... Whoa. This is no joke. Jesus Christ. The ice beam is still not spazered, which is fine. Second. Okay, I'm back. Kind of glad I didn't rush through this game. I'm glad because... I'm glad I'm streaming this game because it's forcing me to take my time with it and not just rush through it in like a day or two. In the past, I would have just shotgunned any Castlevania and Metroid games that came out, like, within a couple days. Hollow Scrotum Earth confirmed. The fuck is this? Someone in chat said, Vinny, you need space jump for that. I think you just need to freeze this dude. It took me a minute though, I was like, wait, what? What? Oh, I want to see something here. There it is. Okay, so you can counter that. Samus's cannon goes above her head, so... definitely possible. Vinny, this is your mind's projection. We're not chat members, just figments of your imagination speaking back to you. The construct you know as Vinesauce is but one piece of the puzzle. And I would also argue that you're not, in fact, watching anything. This is all like the Truman Show? It kinda is. That movie was really... I love that movie. But I'm gonna go ahead and share... I'm gonna share an opinion. Okay? I'm gonna say I think that the Truman Show film was ahead of its time and in many ways predicted stuff like Twitch IRL and eating camera, like people eating, and like just people broadcasting their whole lives, even streaming to some large extent. That's my spicy opinion. Well, we're all here together. I mean, whether or not this is a dream, we'll never know. I mean, you know, if you think about it, we could be a plate of shrimp dreaming we're Devo. But whatever it is, this life, we're all here together. Some of you suck, but most of you are cool, and I'm glad that you're sharing what limited faculties and resources and time you have in this life with me for some unknown reason. It's kind of cool. See, I hear the Metroid thing. I just have absolutely no idea where it could be. Okay. Oh wait, you know what? There was that door. There's that door. I thought my main objective at the moment was to get down there and to kill a Troid so I can continue. Turns out all I need to do is go to this door. There we go. Oh shit. That's it? Ah, music was just getting good. Fuck is this thing? Are these crystals moving? No, that's like a dugong. That's like a massive beast, like from Star Trek, with crystals on its back. I wonder if it's just such a lazy creature that the cave thought it was a rock and just put crystals on its back. Evolution can be cruel. That's really awesome. Shield plus melee. Kills bugs quick. Try that again. Oh. Back to the ice beam. Oh, you're running away, you fucking bastard! Oh. So, where do we go now? Should be a little bit more meticulous about clearing the map. Actually, I don't really need to be, but for completion's sake. When is a jar not a jar? When its lid is closed, or when it's a door? It's like a trick question. doors can be ajar. So, yeah. When is a car not a car? When it's a comedian named Jimmy Carr. I like Jimmy Carr's laugh. He goes, oh, 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 oh. When is a room not a room? When it's a tomb. I don't know. This is lateral thinking garbage. Isn't Jimmy Carr the funny version of Benedict Bumbledore? Pumpernickel Dumbledore, I think, is a pretty good actor, but I'm not all that crazy about his, performances in, some movies. I think he's very well suited for some of his roles. But then he became, like, really famous. And they just gave him whatever. And I don't think he was getting some of the best stuff for him. That Dumbledore Pumpernickel guy. Revenge that I needed to get on that thing. Also, these enemies are getting faster. They don't just get stronger, like... They get faster to the point where you can't easily tell when they're going to hit you. Thaddeus Scrumbledink, my favorite actor. Wait a minute. No, let me tell you who my favorite actor is. Domino Pizza Hut. See where I went wrong. They really emphasize the Metroid hunting aspect of this game. That was as funny as a funeral. I try. Domino Pizza Hut. I know, I'm really good at jokes and stuff. listen. One more time. I want to tell you about the famous actor. He was in movies such as The Hobbit as a character named Smaug. He was in Sherlock. He was in Star Trek Into Darkness. His name. He's got a little cheesy on his peenie from time to time. His name... Domino's Pizza Hut. So now if saying it 3 times didn't make it funny, there are other methods of coercion to get you to laugh. These methods are extreme. And they involve photoshops of Benedict Cumberbatch as a pepperoni. But by God, if they don't work, then it's you who needs the readjustment. Vinny, I believe saying the same unfunny thing over and over again was Tom Green's strategy for comedy. I think you're right on that. Tom Green offered, a couple of pretty decent skits here and there, though. I'd say Norm has a nice, ability to take something that is inherently not funny and make it funny just based on his delivery. But that's Norm. He's kind of a genius in a lot of respects, and definitely doesn't get the credit as a comedian that I think he deserves. People do love him, but there's actually a video about Norm. I think it was on Nerdwriter. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a Nerdwriter video. It was about the secret genius of Norm Macdonald, or some other fucking clickbaity title. But it was true. I mean, I don't think everyone immediately responds to Norm. But I mean, he's an odd-looking duck, for one. Someone in chat just said, I feel bad for not knowing who the people Vinny talks about are. I feel like an uncultured swine. You don't know about Norm Macdonald? The guy who pushed the man grate cast iron grill? Well, he was on, yeah, I guess that is a little bit before people's time. I don't think you'd, I don't think many people here were around for Celebrity Jeopardy during Saturday Night Live's Will Ferrell era. But played Burt Reynolds. Funny hat. Norm was Colonel Sanders. That's right, Norm was Colonel Sanders, very briefly. I wonder why they got rid of him. He was kind of perfect. He played it like he didn't give a single shit. It's like, I am the real Colonel Sanders, and it's like, no, you're not. He knew he wasn't. Even in character. It made it really good. But, yeah, no, I don't know why they, I don't know why they got rid of him. He's also a really smart dude. I don't know how many people that know Norm realize that the dude reads tons of Russian literature. Like, I don't know, he's just a, he's an odd guy. He's an odd guy, but he's, I love him. I love his, I mean, obviously not everything he says hits or is funny, but the fact that he takes the chances makes him worth it. Also, he was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire years ago when Regis was still the host, and he got up to $500,000, and he almost got the million, but Regis kind of scared him a little bit, and Norm second-guessed himself and did not get the million. Who's the TV host now? Didn't Norm have a TV show on ABC? I think it was probably garbage. I don't think I ever watched it. Trust me, there's a lot. The guy's done a lot of shit, too. I kind of like the movie Dirty Work, though. I shouldn't, but I kind of do. There's the dopamine hit. You can see the E-tank. You know it's there. You know you're gonna get it soon. And then, just as you're about to grab it, the game's like, nope, can't get it yet. It's that Metroid dopamine hit. In this case, you absolutely can get this one very quickly. But you're still, you know, just a moment away. I think any Metroid fans who are hesitating on getting this, just get it. The enemies are repetitive, there's some artificial difficulty because of that, but I don't care, it's fun. The levels are really well designed. It's great. It's a blast. If I was Freddie Mercury right now, I'd be having a good time like a shooting star flying through the stars like a rocket ship. I want to roll, 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 I want to explode. Burning through the sky, yeah. 100 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. So, that's... alright. Forgot the lyrics. Supersonic man out of you. Stuff. Got a moose and Fangango. Bunga beside lightning. Very, very brightening. Super enthusiastic Queen renditions. There was some leaked video of Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury. They were recreating the Live Aid concert, and it was scary how well Rami Malek had Freddie Mercury's mannerisms down. I still think that movie is gonna be a fucking trash pile. Like a burning trash pile, because the band want to talk more about them triumphing after his death than Freddie Mercury, who's honestly the most interesting part of the Queen story. I mean, you know, 10% of the movie could maybe be devoted to what happened to the band afterwards. Maybe even 20%, but 50%? 50%? What? Someone raided this Chozo. Maybe I'm voice cracking all over the place today. Someone already hit up the Chozo statue. Which to me means that there's a fucking Federation Marine. There's a Federation Force Chibi Marine walking around with fucking screw attack. Did they write music after Freddy died? Oh yeah. They put out a number of albums post-Freddy. I don't know what the fuck they are, but... I love Brian May, I love Roger Taylor, I think they're great. Oh shit. They wrote a lot of Queen's #1 songs. It's not like they're talentless. Like, Freddy wasn't the only member of Queen. But I mean... mistakes were made. I thought I needed to get rid of that and then go up and around. I didn't. After Freddy, the band pretty much just found singers to work with and did a facsimile of Queen without Freddy, but with other singers. That, to me, is way less interesting than the history of the band, focusing mainly on one of the most interesting people in rock and roll, Freddie Mercury. And again, this is a topic I've covered a couple times, like, talking about this Queen movie. It's just a shame because Rami Malek really, really looks great as Freddy. He really looks the part. I'm really curious to see how the performance turns out. I think Sacha Baron Cohen would have done a better job, but... oh shit. Goodbye! Whatever that is. Jesus. I would imagine that stuff hasn't been destroyed and I can come back here at a later date. If not, I just missed items and I'm going to hate myself forever that that has happened. But I don't think that's the case. Oh, these are just your standard missile. I always forget, because there's another purple one that I think I get this confused with. This is just missiles. Okay. Ah! Tried to get the grapple beam in time. I couldn't do it. Whose grinder is this anyway? I need to know. Oh, that's a bit of bullshit, that. I'm not even gonna switch to the grapple beam, I'm just gonna aim. There's two ways you can use the grapple beam. Switch to it, or just aim at it with the L button. I'm gonna just use L button. Great. Should use the fucking spider ball. That's the key to this. That and Jar Jar. Wow, you really... like, I understand now how to do this more optimally. But, you have to be really, really fast, and you have to know what shit to do before you do it. It's not bullshit though, it's actually, it's really doable. That was not what I wanted to do. Oh. Oh. Did you drop something? Alright guys, we got a 3D spinner. Space jump allows you to jump repeatedly. Yep. It was alright. I mean, it was a little tough, but I figured it out. Just figuring out how to analyze your surroundings before you get to the spots was of paramount importance. I was unable to do that for a while. The space jump is easier to use than it is in Super Metroid, so it's kind of nice. That's not cool. I guess I can go backwards. I was gonna just go through the thing forwards. It's... yeah, I can't go backwards. If I'm gonna get those things, I probably need more upgrades. How many more times do you think Metroid 2 will be remade before the world is destroyed? So we've got a fan remake and we've got an official remake. Both are excellent. For some reason, you guys seem to have agreed upon the number 2. I've never seen a chat reach a consensus. But somehow you've reached almost a consensus. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not gonna be able to do that. Friday spinner. That's all someone has to do is just say it in chat once and I'm fucked. I have to just keep hearing it in my head over and over and over again. Couple of frame issues over here. I think they added one too many crystals. If they just got rid of one crystal formation, the frame rates here would be flawless. Desert, why do you do this? Why do you do these things in the chat? Sorry, Vinny, but to access that room, you will need to get the limited edition Adam Malkovich Metroid amiibo now being sold at your local Toys R Us. Why must you bring up the darkest years of this franchise? Sorry, Missy. Or was it Lady? It's one of those. Sorry, Lady. You're not authorized to have fun until 2017. I loved Adam's pet name for me. Those are two pretty important upgrades right in a row. Super missiles are more powerful and can open green doors. Hold R and press Y. Also, this is a very late super missile compared to most Metroid games. Oh, I get it. No, this is where the super missiles are manufactured, because the caves are green. Green equals super missile. Newtonium. Is there such a thing called Newtonium? Like something named after, like an element? Or a compound named after Isaac Newton? Well then. Apparently, yes. You don't get very many super missiles in this game. Vinny, sorry I'm late to the stream by a full year. That's when the last time I was here was. It's okay, listen, if you stay, you're automatically enrolled into the Vinesauce loyalty program, where you get 1 full scrung per month if you just stay. There's other benefits too. Have you heard of an upper decker? Exclusive offers to things such as the Vinesauce brand diapers, if you're interested. The loyalty program is worth it. Alright, never mind. Damn it. It's a waste of a super. Oh my god! All my supers are gone now, fuck! It's a tough nut to crack. Yeah, run away. Yeah, run away! Ugh. Those blocks looked a little fucky. I too just noticed that there are 16 whole Metroids left. Think I got him. All right, 15. There's still a couple of spaces for items. I mean, there's a beam, the gravity suit, and 2 other things. Screw attack and 1 other things. Fuck. Oh, I don't want to be done with this game. I guess I'll just have to make my amiibo have sex with the 3DS so I can unlock the extra hard mode. Really? Am I gonna get killed by these dudes? Oh no, I'm gonna get killed by flowers! There's plenty more to go. Okay. Did you ever play Metroid Prime Hunters on the DS? I did. And it was good. It wasn't amazing. Single player was a bit repetitive. But it was pretty good. Multiplayer was fun. I liked all the different hunters and stuff. By the way, that game and this game are only 1 console generation apart. When did Hunters come out? It seems like fucking forever ago. $2003. Okay. Nintendo's a little slow with their handhelds. 2003 to 2017. That's 15 years almost. Well, let's call it what it is. It's 14 years. In that time, we went from, I believe GameCube was still happening, to Wii U, then to Switch. Was the DS out in 2003? Well, hang on, now I'm confused. Metroid Prime Hunters. Everyone's saying oh, it's 2006 it came out. Alright, so that's not 2. Alright. 11 years. So, 2006. That's still GameCube era. That's the very tail end of the, GameCube. DS came out in 2005. There was a demo for Prime Hunters that it was included with the DS. But yeah, in some ways that makes it even more impressive. That it's like 4 console generations. But anyway, I have to save the game. I think we're still gonna see 3DS support for quite a while. I mean, fuck, they just announced another Mario Party for it. They had a whole 3DS segment during the Direct. I think we're gonna see 3DS games for at least another 2 or 3 years. I think Switch is gonna bridge the gap between... Maybe there will be a new, like, exclusive or, like, dedicated handheld 4DS or something. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of hard to predict. Nintendo can be a little bit tricky. Sometimes it's hard to predict what they're gonna do, but I wonder if we'll get Wii, or not Wii, but I wonder if we'll get the Switch as the main one thing at some point, where they don't support the DS anymore, but the Switch gets all the support. And then maybe the DS will get the dregs of development. And then maybe they'll go back to... Maybe they don't need to. After this, maybe they can just stick with portable/console. Who knows? 4DS handheld Tesseract gaming device. I like the idea here. The Nintendo Scrungus will come out in 2019. You guys want a new 3DS, 2DS XD? Because that's next. It's going to be a Metroid-themed one. And it's going to come in cream, in blue, and it's going to also come in polka dot. So I'm excited for the future of Nintendo's handhelds. But I'm also done streaming, so I hope you enjoyed Metroid. It wasn't a terribly long stream of it, but still quite good. Both games were great tonight, and I look forward to playing more of them. Now, again, tomorrow, if you're around, stop by tomorrow for Metopia and SteamWorld Dig 2.